The only thing,
Please say
the
it.
only reason to watch this episode is Sir Patrick Stewart's performance.
Thank God. Captain's Pod, Stardate 25-15-56.4. Welcome aboard the Starship Enterprise, and thank you for joining us as we continue our voyages through the final frontier. Change the wording of the intro very subtly. I'm your Captain Ian Whittington, and with me as always, she's told us what we must do, and we have only our trust in her to help us to decide to do it. It's Ambassador Deneé.
Hi, everybody. I hope this podcast finds you well.
She is guiding the way.
It's like the emails that you get, like, hope this email finds you well.
Yeah, it did not, Susan. It did not find me well.
But truly, I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We have just been through solicitation hell in the household because we had hailstorms almighty from, like, think about meteor showers in space hitting our house. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards is like the locust of solicitors has descended upon the neighborhood. And I gave in and I opened the door and I welcomed their conversation. And so now we're like doing the adult thing where we're talking about insurance policies and shit.
It was 2 plagues and the second plague was more annoying. Because it's like the 7th person on the door. Like, just, could you stop? I'm good. I'm okay. Well, Ambassador, we are continuing our season of celebration for Star Trek and hitting the biggest episodes of Star Trek as voted for by various internet sources.
Just remember what we're doing today.
We haven't covered yet. Ambassador, this week we're doing The Inner Light, which is season 5, episode 25. Judging by your reaction, you're not super excited for this one.
No, I don't want to be emotional.
So full disclosure, you know that this is something about Picard.
He lives an entire life in a moment and then he comes out of it, and it's when we talk about Star Trek trauma, we usually refer to this episode.
We often do. Does it make you feel better that he'll forget about it by next week? Mostly?
No, he carries this for the rest of his life.
He does.
I believe we even saw something in a later episode where he just like looks over lovingly at a flute.
Yeah, no, you're right. This one does
this trauma hits hard.
As much as it gets mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
one of those.
I don't know. I understand why it's an impactful one because it's like the mindfuck episode, but I don't feel like who watches this episode over and over again?
I don't know that people. Well, I know that people do, but I don't think this is a rewatchable one like last week's episode was, which is like action and time travel and stuff.
So much more.
So much more. It was amazing. I had so many emails just saying, "Oh no, the ambassador was so excited." And I was like, "Yep."
So
I was
excited.
dying, trying not to tell her.
And I know he's not going to be in this one. Yeah, this is going to be a hard one because a lot of times with this show, I am like blank slate going into each episode, don't have kind of any point of reference. In this case, it's one of the rare instances where I have seen it. I know what's coming up. I'm dreading it. I don't know that we've ever had that trifecta
before. It is
before.
so interesting that you're dreading it. So
I'm absolutely dreading it. I've never wanted to skip an episode of this show more than this one, which, I mean, now that I'm thinking about it from a listener's perspective, I don't know why you're going to keep listening to this episode.
So what's wild, based on your reaction last week, I've changed the episode that we're doing next week. Because the one we were going to do next week was the one I thought you would hate the most, and I don't want to put it back to back with this one.
Thank you for sparing me.
I'm spreading them out.
It's weird. I kind of thought like, oh, we're celebrating so much Star Trek.
Yeah,
and then it's like with miserable episodes.
No, it's not miserable. You haven't even seen the episode yet.
This is a terrible episode.
People have voted this one. Like, doesn't it intrigue you that this, again, The Inner Light is consistently in everyone's conversation about the best episodes of Star Trek ever? Like, it is always there. Doesn't that intrigue you as to why, like, what you're about to walk into?
I have another thought to share before I answer that question.
Okay.
Are we going to have to rewatch the Tanagra episode?
We're not going to rewatch it, but it's like, nobody will believe this, but each week we're also going to mention the episodes that we've already covered.
Yes.
Darmok was the one that I was going to mention today. So Darmok is equally it's not in every top 10 list, but it's in most of them. Darmok is up there as one of the best Star Trek episodes of all time. And we've covered it, Ambassador.
We have. Yes, we have, and I didn't enjoy it very much.
No, but you did. We talked at the time about how Darmok was up there as a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah. Star Trek can be polarizing.
It shouldn't be. No, it should. The episodes that polarize you usually aren't the ones that should be.
Yeah, I'm a weird one. No, I mean, listen, I'm going to respect the show. I'm going to respect that it's consistently in the top 20 or whatever episodes. I'm just not the kind of person that wants to watch a devastating love story. That's not what I want to see.
It's not.
It is.
It's not a devastating love story.
It's horrible.
It's not.
I've
seen it. You haven't.
I have seen it.
What, The Inner Light?
Yes.
You have?
This
is the first time you're telling me this.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay.
This is one of the ones that I have flash memories of when I watched it. And I didn't really connect to the emotional part of it, like having a family, having a child, because I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
makes sense.
Boring, but you can't skip whenever you're living in the 90s. That's not an option.
No,
you don't
get changing channel or leaving the room.
Yeah, there's nothing else that you want to watch. It's TNG or nothing, buddy.
Mm-hmm. All right, I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
I know I'm going to have a good time. Anything else before we head to the holodeck, Ambassador?
I guess I do want to say, I do amplify my emotions for this show. I like to kind of live in sort of this part of me that gets to be extreme, and I like to feel extreme and explore the extremity of my just gut reaction to things. I'm okay with being wrong. Maybe I'll love it. I'm nervous about this one. So yeah, we'll see what happens. For you, the audience, it's going to be about 12 seconds. For me, the next little bit might feel like a lifetime. Which is weird because it's the show. It's going to feel like a lifetime.
It's going to feel like a lifetime.
It's just a second. I didn't even mean to do that.
That's amazing.
That was accidental.
Are you ready for the final frontiers?
No, I don't like watching TV or movies to get emotional. I don't like it.
This is going to be rough.
I know.
Okay, well, let's just get it over with. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. 2 to beam to the holodeck. Welcome to 10 Forward, the part of the show where we grab something from the replicator and share our immediate thoughts and feelings on the episode we just watched together. Most important thing first. What would you like from the replicator, Ambassador?
Oh, God. I guess vegetable stew?
It did look good, didn't it?
Sure.
The only food I've ever seen consumed in Star Trek is Klingon food.
Okay.
And soup. That's all and sometimes a chocolate sundae with Deanna. But everyone is always serving up soup in TNG. But
it is probably an easier thing to produce on set.
Yeah, I guess so.
And maybe... I don't know.
Good soup.
Good soup.
Give us a synopsis, Ambassador, and pretend like you had a good time.
Okay, in this episode of Star Trek, you need to be prepared for emotional damage. At least 1,000, level 1,000 emotional damage incoming.
1% of damage for every year that's passed since the supernova.
If you've ever wanted to know what Picard is like as a husband and a father and a grandfather, this is the episode for you.
Making babies.
Making them babies. Okay, so there's a planet. It lived a long time ago, and in its dying moments decided to send out a probe in hopes that one day it would somehow come across a decent person that could be probed and injected with all of their, well, not their history entirely, but just enough to show that they were, regular hippies and cause that person emotional suffering forever.
You hit upon a really a note that I immediately have, which is, can you imagine if this happened to a dick? And
my God!
What happened? And he just says, nothing really. Just doesn't share a single thing.
What if this was a Klingon?
Right.
Okay. And then they wake up from this dream and they're just like, well, I'm glad that planet died because they were a bunch of losers.
Blow it up. Or they just blow up the probe. But I get the bottom line is it's better than doing nothing. There's no guarantee of success, but it's better than just dying.
Do you feel like it's accurate that it would actually take a probe 1,000 years to run into anything?
In space? Fuck yeah.
I think it would take longer.
I think it's lucky it reached anybody, to be completely honest. it would take about, I think it's 50,000 years in our current engines to get to the next star. So I think it's more that the Enterprise got to it didn't get to anybody else. But before we get into it, because we are going to do we're actually going to change it a little bit, because last week we both had our 3 big things.
Yeah,
they were both exactly the fucking same.
We are bored.
And this is going to be, I think, pretty consistent until we get back into new Star Trek, perhaps.
Oh, of course. That makes sense, because you've seen all these so
I
many
know
times.
all of these so much, and it's
Did this
almost
one bore you a lot?
Spoilery. No, I love it. I loved it.
You were so boring,
I got
weren't
so
you?
much more out of this episode. It actually went too quick. I remember, hand on heart, sidetrack for a second, parking the synopsis. Whoa, that was a really good noise that you just made. I thought that was like a computer panel. Sidetrack to the sidetrack to the sidetrack. When I was a kid, it bored the shit out of me, as you would expect. It's a boring episode.
Super
it's tedious.
boring. Yeah,
I appreciate it so much.
Because you're like you have a child that you help raise now.
There's so much more to relate to this episode, specifically Picard. There's a lot.
You were once the Picard guy. I don't need kids. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Now you're like, okay, I can't imagine life without it.
Yeah. I can't imagine some life without it.
I'm really glad you don't play the flute.
I have a harmonica that I'm trying to learn, and I could see it on the it's on the little mantle underneath the TV, and I was looking at the harmonica and I was like, it's not the same, is it really? Can you imagine if Picard was just there buzzing away on a harmonica?
Yeah, I can't make a harmonica noise. That was way too...
Harmonicas can't make a harmonica noise.
I just meant... what is that?
It's amazing.
Anyway.
Roll it back. So Deneé,
yes,
and I think this is what's going to happen for the rest of the season, Deneé is going to give me her 3 big things,
okay.
and I will bounce off of them and fill in gaps and whatnot. That felt a little bit better than me taking the big points about stuff I've talked about so much and I know so well.
Well, let's just kick it off with the villain's plan here.
Yes.
So, as most of you guys know, Ian and I have been writers for the CinemaSins YouTube channel for a number of years. And so part of us watching content and consuming content, there's just part of my brain that activates as I sort of think about movies and shows now.
Yeah. It's why we originally had a sinning section in the pod, because we can't
the early
help
episodes.
It. Yeah.
Yes, we kind of launched this show within the CinemaSins world, and so we kind of were playing around with that format. Now it's just our show, and we still, though, have that part of our brain, because true to the haters of CinemaSins, it has ruined a movie and TV show watching for us forever.
Speak for yourself.
No. It is really fun, and it has helped me to kind of I don't know, while I watch something, recognize what I'm feeling and also analyze it at the same time. So it wasn't that I was sinning this episode,
I was.
It wasn't that for me, but I did find myself hyper-focusing a bit towards the end about the villain's plan here.
It's hard not to, because this villain's plan is insane. It shouldn't work. And if you're a decent people, you hope it doesn't work. So, because this is a horrible thing to put someone through.
It really is. It's this is what we want. We want this probe. We want to use all of our technology of our planet, what we have amassed, to create I don't remember what it was called, but some kind of
a nucleonic beam
that kidnaps somebody's neurological safety.
Yeah.
Has them live for a time in our world to just see that we were, by our own estimation, good people.
From the perspective of the story being told, inside
from
the
their
probe,
own estimation, good people. And we just want people to see our lives. This could have been fucking written on paper.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Send up a fucking library.
You could have. Why not use that amazing technology for beam create? That's crazy.
It's crazy that they don't. It's something that really stuck out this time, is that they don't have the technology to get anybody off the planet, get out of there, dig into tunnels, do something. Okay. Tunnels aren't going to save you from a supernova.
No, but
you have to have special, we with our technology couldn't escape a supernova,
right?
But I'm not saying, I don't think that they could have escaped the supernova, but this technology seems insane. Being able to make the technology to tap into somebody's brain,
Right.
do a super hyper download.
Right.
Like, these guys seemed like they're just farmers that had just started sending up rockets.
It wasn't like this world was Picard being taken around and shown the technology that they made or how they survived or just like giving actual information about their life. It was just pretending to be not even an important person in the community, but someone rejected because the probe is in the past. So, for example, Picard's recommendation to send your own genetics into space.
Yes.
So that maybe someone can find you and just clone you and learn about your species or something. That can't happen because they're 1,000 years dead at this point. But they could have taken him from the perspective of the administration. They could have shown him more than just, hey, you want to know what it's like to have a wife and kids and be rejected by the administration? And just, hey, check it out. We're using our water for a tree. Like, what does Picard learn about their society except for what it's like to be a very normal, basic, low-level dude?
I think that's the point. I'll argue back. I think that's the point. And we're only seeing 40 minutes of I think it's 35 to 40 years is the math that I've done throughout it. So we aren't seeing 39 to 44 years of it. We're just seeing like a little snapshot. So I definitely get the point of the best way to experience a culture is to live in it. But also, I wouldn't trust that his brain is able to retain that. Like, it will slip away. So, like, his life on board the Enterprise and as a human was slipping away after 5 years. I completely agree that written records, I know you don't get the flavor, but there should be written records as well inside the probe. There should be so much more than just relying on the memory beaming.
The memory beam, and the only thing that they really were... Imagine being this fucking council, and you're all sitting around, this is the end of your civilization, and you're like, what if we only put the fucking flute in there? What are we doing?
Just the flute. Can you imagine if the beam didn't work and you'd get the probe and all it is a flute? I was like, cool.
Somebody
these guys
launched
left
a flute in space. I don't know.
No, it's insane.
And the administration,
it really
imagine, okay, you're again at the table and they're like, yeah, a flute, but not from somebody's perspective where they get to see our life as an intelligent people creating technology, but just as like a librarian.
Yeah.
Or the guy that works at the movie theater. Like, listen, we all want to be appreciated on every level of society, but if you're going to send one probe to tell one thing about your society, and it's a goddamn flute, I am so mad at this episode. What a waste of an episode. The only saving grace of this episode, the only thing, only reason to watch this episode is Sir Patrick Stewart's performance.
Thank God.
It's fucking incredible.
Thank God. Isn't it incredible?
The way he grips the flute at the end.
Fucking hell.
I felt like it was like the only thing that was holding him together.
My God. The flute is the most important part of the act. Now that we've just slammed it, the flute is the legacy of the episode, but it's his interaction with it. And the flute does return in a later episode. And that's one of my favorite episodes. It's another like heartbreaking one, but it's so good. But yeah, the foundation of this episode, I love the conceit. The nitpicky execution of it is insane. Like, there's a reason this stays in science fiction. I don't know that this is ever how you would choose to preserve your civilization. Like, we have like USB sticks, man. Just put all of that energy into like making a laptop that can be that can store everything.
The program. Just to go back to the bullshit of this episode, we'll get back to Sir Patrick Stewart in a moment, but they have made a program that allowed him to interact with made up shit for a long time. It interacted with him.
Real shit.
No, it was his own shit. But like, he brought about the science. That was his story that he brought into that. And the program interacted with that science.
Maybe like Kamen's memories have like implanted in there. Like, it's not completely Picard's free will. It is Kamen was a real person, and his memories and experiences have influenced how Picard lives among these people as well, is how I interpret it.
I mean, we'll never know because the writers decided to leave out everything except for just emotional turmoil. The damage that this episode will do to you when you think about what this poor fucking man has to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a horror episode. If this is not
it is a horror story.
If you're making your Star Trek list of different genres and this is in the top 20, it is also in the horror.
It's in there with Genesis.
Yes.
It's in the horror story.
Yes, this is a horror story. Change the music. Oh my God. Speaking of music, I have to just make a quick note. I don't know how you didn't tell me the whole fucking time until the last. When Picard's son, grown-ass son, comes out to talk about like, I want to be a musician when I get older. When he did that, that's when I realized that my laptop had been playing Minecraft on full blast.
I assumed you knew.
The whole time. I had no idea.
I assumed you knew
just,
and just enjoyed it. Like you were using it to like block out some of the emotional damage.
I think it was ambient. It's like...
No, it was just the ambient background music for Minecraft.
I opened my laptop. I opened up Minecraft to see if the new update had launched. Forgot. Yeah. Started the episode, and the entire time it's playing on full volume.
I looked at you 3 times, and I was like, I think she needs this. I'm not going to take it away.
It was so weird. Anyway.
Yeah, it was weird.
Is there anything else you want to talk about the villain's plan before we talk about?
I'm going to counteract my thing about this being like Cayman's memories, because basically 5 years are wasted of him arguing. Like the first 5 years after we get that, like there's a time jump and we come back 5 years later and his wife is pissed at him. He spent 5 years of not getting to know these people and getting stuck trying to get back to his own world. If you want the true experience and your subject has that much free will, it's really counterproductive because and this is like extrapolating what they could have done with the technology and whatnot, but it's like you said, imagine this is a Klingon or somebody violent and they're just like, fuck this.
And they kill everybody.
I will kill everyone for keeping me hostage here. I will never let go of the life that I had. And again, it comes down to this is our last hope. They just got so fucking lucky that it was Jean-Luc Picard, the most amiable person to do this to, the one who, he's a fucking archaeologist at heart.
I know.
Like, you couldn't have cherry-picked a better person for this probe to get at.
There's a possibility that this probe has interacted with many people beforehand and it just said nope. And then just kind of kept searching. That idea. You know?
Yeah.
Like, so then the Klingon gets in and tries to kill everybody and it just nope. And
skip
then
that one.
And then it just like,
he's the first one that's made it to the end of the program.
He's the first malleable person that has come around. For as much as we love Jean-Luc Picard, he was...
his brain has been taken by the Borg. Now it's been taken by these people.
It's crazy. When I try to conceptualize the program that's running this probe, it is so cuckoo bananas.
It's crazy.
Listen, as a sci-fi experiment, it's super fun. Like the
and
idea...
That's the point.
When you buy into it, like... I am critically thinking about it because this episode does things I don't want it to do. It makes Picard a father. It makes Picard a husband. It makes Picard vulnerable. It makes Picard a fucking flute player. Like, no shade to the flute players out there.
The flautists.
I wanted to be a flautist, but...
Would you say flautist over here?
I just did.
Oh,
yeah. It's a great word. But like... I don't like what it did to him, and so that's part of why I'm sort of like thinking about it being a villain's plan. I don't I feel like this is a, for lack of a better word, accosting someone. It is
100%.
This is taking away their agency.
Yes.
And they're doing it with smiles. Like, play this back with horror music underlaid instead of the happy thing, and you're looking at like a nightmare situation where you can't get out. You are in a prison and you just have to kind of roll with it and come to terms with that you cannot find the bars and you're just stuck there. And he was along for the ride. And until the program got to launch day, whatever told the program, okay, we can start launch day and end this. We feel like at this point, this person has experienced all they need to experience to carry forward critical information about our society, which is just that they have families, eat food. Like, there is nothing different about this. It's very
egotistical, isn't it?
It's extremely egotistical. And the people who
Which is a horrible thing to say.
The people who decided that is what gets carried on as family, that is not any different than... They forced family on him.
Yeah, and it's crazy because what if, for example, he'd been gay? what if he was already married?
When Sun came out to talk about what he really wanted to do, I was like, dude's going to be gay. Let's go. But he wasn't. It's
crazy. And and that's the key of one of the many keys of the philosophical element of the episode is it worth it and is it right? Is it one man's sacrifice, one man's mental abuse of living through 40 years? Is that worth it? Is that price worth paying to let it be known that these people existed? And I think most people would come down to yes. Like, well, yeah, this is the reason. You're preserving an entire, not preserving,
it's
but
not
you
preserving,
are.
Though.
It's a and that's probably the biggest problem is that it's not really preserving much. It's just because our memory sucks. Human memory is the worst. Like, Picard needs to go to sick bay and then immediately to engineering to like just verbally explode as much as he can. Like, he needs to write down everything, and like it's so fallible because it's his interpretation of the society as well. Like, it's going to be even after 40 years, it's going to be a pretty superficial explanation of the people. Like, I just felt like an audio history would be better because this is now a human talking about what's their actual names?
Who knows?
The Catans. It's a human interpreting the Catan way of life instead of audio messages from the Catanians themselves. Yeah.
Right? Hi, my name is so-and-so and I like the flute. Hi, my name is... Listen, this is the reason people carve their names into trees. We all want to be known, and that is great. This episode is the writers playing out a fantasy of Picard having a family. It is not an episode of the writers trying to preserve some kind of specific fact about this group of people that makes them something that I want to go back to. And that's kind of like, for me, a little bit of a miss because I don't need to see, like, the draw for Picard for me was lost a bit in some ways because I'm just like, it was hard to watch. It's hard to watch somebody succumb and find joy and value in something that you know is about to get ripped away. Like, that was hard. And what is remaining? Like, what remains at the end of this? That he's just like, yeah, there were some nice people back there.
I got a flute.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I completely agree.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what he retained from
I wish there would have
years.
been something that... I guess there are some scenes where we do see some scientific kind of like information. We know that there's a technology, but we don't even get to see what their administrative society is like. It just seemed to be very bureaucratic, like it usually is, where there's like a hierarchy and then just like, no, don't talk about that yet. This sort of mystery. Did the writers do what the writers wanted to do? Absolutely. And did they do an episode that did what I think they really were excited to do?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But from that part of me that really wants to dig in like a little bit beyond, and even Picard himself relegates his daughter to just go marry that boy. You know, it's just this storytelling that was really commonplace in the 90s and before, where we were just really hyper-focused on family and the nuclear family and the story of like who you are in a family world. Yeah. And it played with that and it did what it did. It didn't hit for me except for the performance, and that's something I am excited to talk about, but it was just, these people are cruel.
I think the high concept outweighs the practicality. This is where I think in the writer's room
100%.
They're like, we know this doesn't make sense, but this is too good to not play with.
Oh no, I think that they 100% loved it. I don't think they thought it doesn't make sense.
It's such a concept that is like really, it's intoxicating to write with because you're like, let's let him live 40 years within 25 minutes and see what that would do to him. Like, if there's one thing Star Trek loves to do and what writers love to do is to take the protagonist and say, how can I fuck you? Like, how can 100%. I break you? Yeah. And then like see what's left of you afterwards.
Yeah. And this episode certainly does that.
But one of the, super quick before we move on. One of the things about Picard and the family thing, it gets me every time as well. It annoys me. It kind of annoys me when Janeway has a romantic thing as well. Yeah. Is because it assumes that is every character's eventual goal. Even the ones that have explicitly said, I don't like kids. I don't need kids. I don't have to do that. Romance gets in the way. There is this baked in assumption, especially like pre-2010s, I'm even going to say, and probably still now, that is the goal anyway. Even if you say you don't want that, deep down you want it. You just don't know it yet. And when you find it, you're going to love it. Like,
yeah,
it's that line that he says about, I always didn't think I need kids and now I can't imagine not having them. It's like, fine, that could well be true, but I don't need, you're right, I don't need Picard to do that. He was human enough. That doesn't make him more human to me.
Yes.
Not wanting kids in a family, you are still a human being.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I 100% agree with that. It happens a lot with female characters. You'll notice as you really watch is that there's usually like, to complete a female story, there's usually a marriage or a child that comes into play at some point in time. So it is interesting to see a male character have to take that on and for them to take this captain person and kind of like really play around with that. And I definitely don't know that I would be able to resist the same temptation if that was my character that I wrote. Not wanting to change the actual storyline, but still find a way to interject a little bit of that, what if kind of a moment.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, there's a show called What If about the MCU where they just want to play around a little bit, not really mess up the main timeline. So I definitely understand why this one exists. And
it's the best way to explore it if you're going to explore it, because you can just reset and reboot.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask one question before we finally move on. Would you categorize the people of this extinct planet as villains?
No, I wouldn't, because I think I'd make the same choice. Okay, maybe I'm the villain. I think what I want to also see is the episode where they discuss making the probe and the moral ambiguity. Like, that is a great Star Trek story as well. Like, we can do this. Should we do it?
Okay, let's
and
explore that.
Hashing it out backwards and forwards.
This is one of my ideas that we've had for this show for a while, is to like rewrite the episode better. And so let's just do that real quickly now.
Let's just put a period in that.
Welcome to my...
Let's rewrite the Inner Light, one of the best episodes of Star Trek. It won a Hugo Award ambassador.
Let's run with this. Okay.
I'm not rewriting it. I'm not doing it.
So we don't rewrite the episode. We show how the episode kicked off from their perspective, like you're saying.
Cool.
Okay,
so
this is
episode.
like, okay.
Whew, I'm back in.
So the council is there. Here's my idea. They come up with the idea we just talked about, like something that's like really scientific, really like, this is what we want. Like, this is it. They program the probe, right? But secretly, the wife of the administrator, who has been so desperate for children her whole life and tired of being put aside, sneaks in right before launch and reprograms it so that she finally gets to live what she wanted from the very beginning and have children with her husband.
Kamen's story wasn't meant to be in there. She changed it.
She changed it because she wanted to live out her story.
That story. That's what Lower Decks should do. Go back in time and see how that happened.
That could be fun.
That's really fun.
Listen, if you enjoyed that new segment.
Just segment over. What I would love that conversation to be is that they have two options and that they can put all of their resources into one of them. So it's like, we can develop the probe, the mind probe thing, that gives everybody the texture and the feel, or we can put everything into digitizing our historical record. And you'd have a bunch of people saying, it's just words on page, it doesn't matter, you have to feel it. And everyone else is just like, you're going to kill a man by doing this, it's not worth it. Send them the books. And then a translation guide so that they can understand the books.
Right, of course.
But yeah, it's a great moral debate. And it's not one that the episode actually addresses at all.
No, it doesn't. No.
It never mentions how fucked up that is.
No, it never really does. You only see it in the acting, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say one thing that should have been in the probe besides books or a flute. It should have been the seed of the tree.
Oh, that would have been amazing. So
then you have
something
that survived the planet.
There's so much that should have been in that probe.
It was a pretty big probe.
I will say, before I forget, I don't care if this is out of context, I don't want to forget it. The symmetry between the tree and the probe is fucking beautiful. Like, the very beginning of the story, they go outside and Bataille is explaining the tree. It's the first thing that whoever's been mind probed will see when they walk outside. The tree will always get watered. It will be the legacy. If everything else dies, this will continue to survive. And that's a symbol of our hope. And that is the probe. Like, the probe is the hope as well. So there's just like, there's a bit of story symmetry there that is just, chef's kiss, writers, so good.
All right, let's talk about my second big thing, which is the counterpoint to the frustration. What makes it work is the acting.
Oh man, I get chills.
There are so many emotional moments in well, I think Star Trek itself, but usually like Picard, what we love about him, we've talked about, and I think that I have to say it every time I see him, is there's such a confidence in who he is and his stability. So when you mess with that, obviously it's upsetting. But in this season, okay, I'm the one that got the TV on today. And this is important because usually it's Ian, and he finds the episode while I'm getting my computer ready and starting my little fun notes for the Tieflingers. And today I got it ready. And I went to season 5 because I remembered you said season 5 because I do sometimes pay attention. And I remember that it was in our light. So I'm just scrolling through and there are so many incredible episodes in season 5.
Season 5 is I think season 5 is my favorite. It's fucking stacked.
I just kept hitting them. I'm like, oh my God, that was a really good one. And so I just feel like it's hitting on all of these interesting cylinders where they're really willing to let these actors who have proven themselves and they have this 5-season legacy kind of going on, right? That we get to see the actor shift over into more of a confident, full-length episode of him doing something that's not just the stoic captain.
It's a very different episode for Star Trek.
Like TNG has been around for 4 seasons. We're in the 5th season. We're writing a lot of material that's going to use the full spectrum of acting capabilities. We're really going to let this actor do what he can do and not be like limiting within this like structure. We're going to balloon this out. And I feel like it is such a gift to watch this episode. And this is why you should definitely watch this episode.
This is what above all else, beyond the concept, Patrick Stewart's performance is the reason it's a top 5 episode. It's
really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Even the female part, like I hate to call her female,
Eileen.
but like the actor.
Oh,
she does a fantastic job because to have to stand toe to toe with Patrick Stewart,
right,
must have been a little bit shit a bricky feel, but
I would.
It was. She just had this sort of like warmth and believability.
Margot Rose,
fantastic job. We got to see some fun things where we're doing some aging. We get to see. So we're short hair, and then we go to like a wig, and then
it won an award for makeup as well.
Yeah,
outstanding makeup. I think it won an Emmy for outstanding makeup.
Yeah, I mean, by the standards of that time, it looked really, really good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah,
it's so good,
fantastic. And so there's just like all these moments that you get to see because you're going through this range of a period of time, and they don't. Surprisingly, Picard starts off in the first kind of bit really rejecting the reality, and the acting just stays true to that. And then you come back and he's kind of shifting away and she's talking about, being patient, and you're seeing the struggle with the science and him kind of finding his role, and Picard doing what Picard does, caring about his environment, being a scientist, being an archaeologist, doing what we believe Picard would do. I don't believe that he's forgotten about the Enterprise, but he has no choice. It's pretty obvious at this point. And then he decides to embrace being a parent with her. In a shocking twist.
Oh, did that feel like a shocking twist?
I mean,
there was
part of me that was like, no, like he knows how to be with a woman. Like it's not like he's just this untouchable, cannot have
asexual being.
Yeah, exactly. I put him in a category where he's just the captain. But when you introduce desire, emotion, or just like to me, it's a bit of a leap for sure. But what it tells me is that he's full on in the world now. Like he has believed this is his life now. There's something that's shifting in his brain. Like you're talking about like the human memory and just embracing it. I feel like the Picard I know would have been like, listen, I will have a relationship with you, but I think bringing kids into this world is a pretty big deal, especially if he thinks that the world is dying. But the episode needed him to build a nursery.
Well, I think about, we've known each other for 6 years now. And I think about my life before that 6 years and like how much has evolved over that 6 years. And we are so much who we are in our moments. Like there are big milestones that can influence us and affect us, but our memories are not HDDs, they're not SDDs, SSDs, whatever they are. They're not USB sticks that retain things and just like download and upload. Like when we remember things, we're replaying them. So we do not have this perfect recall playback. So it seems like a big swing in that moment. But after 5 years, I get the feeling that it would just be starting to drift. Like the life that he was just starting to eke away.
I can believe that. But jumping to a child seems like that's a pretty big leap.
Fair. Give it another 5 years.
Yeah, like let's start our physical relationship. I mean, I was assuming that they weren't in a physical relationship because she was saying, I've been waiting for you.
Well, it's clear they've been talking about having kids and he said no.
Right.
So what I think is a little bit messed up that the episode doesn't address is that this seems like a pity child because he's like, I've been a terrible husband. You've waited for me. You want this. You deserve it. I owe it to you. Okay, let's have a kid. It didn't feel like Picard, I came and want kids. It's, I know you want them. Yeah. You've done your time. I'm going to give you a kid.
It did feel that way.
And there's only so much development you can do in 40 minutes, but
yes,
it's still, it didn't feel like I'm ready to have kids. It's like, I'm ready to not have kids.
Right. Then the next kind of emotional beat is we have a maybe 7-year-old and then like
I was guessing like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and then we have a 9-month-old that's just getting named or something.
Yeah, so another like kind of 6 to 7 year time jump.
And then the next jump is, you know, the daughter like is old enough to be really into science and has done her own research. It's been like 10 years or whatever, and is like,
I said probably 10 to 15 because he is then talking about her getting married. So I would say 15 years.
And then the next time jump is when the son is going to be wanting to do music. And then the next jump is, and then the wife dies. Yeah. And then the next jump is the final jump, where, tricked you. We're all still eternally young.
This is your life.
Yeah. And so in each kind of like moment, Picard is doing something unique. There's like, and by the end, he's forgotten so much about.
I think he has like dementia
from the beginning. When the daughter says, you know what's going on, I thought she was about to say, because you invented the probe.
Me too. Yeah, this was your idea.
Yeah. But instead, you know, it's like the big reveal. But anyways, at each kind of moment, like Picard, the character is has this opportunity to like show what kind of a person he would be in these different areas because of this particular influence. And Sir Patrick Stewart is having an opportunity to interject something really like unique and kind of show his flavor for Picard in these different stages. So I don't know. I think we could probably talk about some of our favorites in each of the ones I just mentioned if you want to, like, or hit the highlights of it. Yeah. We can go out of order. We can go in order. How do you want to like approach his acting chops in this, like inside the probe?
I'm always going to want to take it in order. Like my first, like you're absolutely right. It's a beautiful evolution from Picard to what Picard would be in this world to he's now Kamen. Like he's been Kamen for not as long as he's been Picard because he's 64 at this point on the Enterprise. And he's in the probe for 40 to 45 years, something like that.
I do also want to say, like, I want to talk about in the probe and then save the post-probe for the last thing we talk about because for me is like what seals the deal of this episode.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Great. Wait, as in good or bad?
Well, you'll find
out. In the beginning, he does everything right. He like computer end program.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, you did. Anytime you don't do that, in the future, it's always computer end program.
How many times have you done that in your life?
Oh, too many times.
Do you really?
When there's a big coincidence or sometimes if I'm just alone randomly, I'll do it. Because you never know. If
so funny.
Let's go bunny trail. If there is a future where simulations are so good and you can choose to not know that you're in a simulation because you want to be fully immersed and you want to escape your life so much that you don't want to know that you're in a game. I always test it. I'm always like, just in case. So yeah, he absolutely does the right thing, but he goes straight into problem solving mode and is interrogating everyone. He goes along with the memory loss idea of being in a fever so that he can get information out of Bataille. I love that. He goes
pivots
from being
really quickly, like you would expect him to do. He's fully in his, like it is his mind in that world.
He goes like a little bit aggressive. And then he's like, okay, aggressive isn't working. Right. Maybe these people don't know about it. So this is the best way for me to get information. It's to play along, play dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, watching Picard problem solve is always an absolute joy. And I'm controversial perhaps, I think this could have been a movie. I could have seen more of him in each time period, more of him problem solving, more of the pain. What we don't see is the pain of him letting go of the Enterprise. Because we do a time jump, we just assume that he's kind of got there. And yeah, maybe it's like wiggling in the back of his brain somewhere, but we never really get to see the pain of him letting go.
No, we hear things like that he's wandering the countryside. Like you said earlier, we see these glimpses, but we don't actually see the fullness of the years to know if there were science stories or to see his pain, letting go of a world or his friends or, missing people. I would have loved it if this beam program would have been like his daughter talking about Data. Like, tell me more about Data, Dad.
What if it was both? What if the probe was just honest? Like, you're going to be here for 40 years. Don't worry. It's actually 25 minutes on your ship. And just like jettison that as like, you're in here. Like, it is either going, sadly, sorry, it's either going to be death or live with us for 40 years.
Instead of like
get
forcing
his buy-in instead of lying. Could that have worked?
I mean, that is.
Or does that motivate him too much to say, get me out of here?
You have to pin that for the show that we're like the rewriting of this episode.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But the other thing this initial bit does is it immediately addresses the thing that we don't like, which is her saying, are you going to ask about us? Like, we're married?
Well, that's what I'm
and
saying.
He gets really like kind of skittish about it.
It was
closed
so
off.
uncomfortable.
So
He's just
awkward.
like,
his eyes just go super wide.
Yeah,
we boning?
Tell me about that stuff. It
Slurping
was
soup.
kind of adorable. Like,
Yes,
don't make eye contact. Don't make eye
Don't make
contact.
eye contact. No. And he's such a gentleman. It's like, nope, I'm not going to come to bed with you. Sorry.
Yeah, and like before that, he's like learning things, like you said, very cleverly. Like, they don't have space travel. They have something about communication.
What can I
He wants
do?
to send a transmission. Those are the things I think that, like you said, if we were in a movie, we would have that kind of time. Because years pass, he's still resisting the life, and shifting kind of forward. But like that first scene was really, really us knowing, okay, Picard's safe in there. And then the writers really fuck us because they take us back to the bridge. And then the next time we're in the world, suddenly her hair is longer. His hair is longer. He's obviously been building some stuff. And now he is studying the stars and the drought conditions. And like, she's talking about him still clinging to like his emotional life beforehand, and says this like killer, like, when do I get you back?
Yeah.
And this is why they're villains.
Let's do it.
100%. These people are manipulative.
Because she manipulates him? Yeah.
So manipulative.
There you go.
Like, this program that they've made is designed for emotional torture. And
it
he
really
is just kind of
guilt.
stuck in it. But
like, he's in it. Like, that's 5 years of pain, 5 years of searching as far and wide as he can for a clue.
Something.
For like that it's a holodeck, finding the edge of the holodeck wall because he can't talk to it.
And now he's kind of like, okay, so this is my life for the foreseeable future. And then when we see him again, knowing that he's been searching, it's kind of that moment when he's like, okay, now I just need to figure out how to survive in this community. And this is where we cleverly see a little bit of Picard like give away into this world, but he's still comfortably our captain. And that changes significantly from scene to scene where he's almost unrecognizable, like literally by the end. But in this next scene, I really loved how he was still commanding. He was still like, we can make water.
Oh, you mean the next time jump?
Yes.
Like, when he's got the kids.
Yeah. Like when he, no. Because he doesn't have the kids before, whenever.
No, he does. It's just after the naming ceremony.
That he wants to make water? I think he proposes the atmospheric condensers.
I'm
I'm
sorry. No, it is during this first time jump. It's they do the meeting about the atmospheric condensers, and then he goes to Aline and they talk about kids.
Yes. Yeah. And I like that because we get to see like, oh, he's still the captain.
Yeah, he's a problem solver.
And then it screws us because then we go back and he's like, let's have a kid. And you're like,
what? I'm like, what? So
what?
Where like I'm always thinking this is going to go is that he's using his future knowledge to create technology. Like, he's not going to have the schematics in his brain, but he's like, I've seen this done on other colonies.
Yeah.
I know how it works on Tatooine. That's what we're talking about. I know this can work, but he's also like, it's the same Picard that's like fed up with the bureaucrats and the there's a cynicalness to it that we're not going to get the water condensers. Like, he has his experience as a diplomat.
Yeah, he
as
knows.
somebody who's dealt with bureaucracy and nonsense getting in the way of, and he hasn't got time for it. And it's like, what I love as well is that when he goes back after the Borg thing in Family, and they're asking him to like do some research underwater, and he's just like, I could run this project, and he's like, nah, it's not for me. And that I feel like carries through here as well, because he's not fully committed to it. He's like, I'm going to waste my time trying to convince these people.
So instead, he
thing.
tells his buddy, he's like, hey, come over later on. Let's talk about if we can do this ourselves.
Let's MacGyver our own one.
And we get to see this moment where he's like playing the flute pretty horribly on the stairs. His buddy's listening. They're kind of like ribbing him about it. And the wife sends him away.
Go home.
And then they have their kiss. And we're just like, oh, okay. So he's kind of in it. And that's kind of the end of that particular part. But it was really nice to see Sir Patrick Stewart's like acting here, where he's, I don't know, it was just,
it's very subtle.
His little bare feet on the steps, and you know, the wife kind of like chiding him about his shoes, and it felt I don't know, it felt believable.
Like
we both just said the same word.
It feels completely believable. He has gradually adjusted to what life looks like here without letting go of the Enterprise as well. And he's like been very honest with her about it. She knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I know you're chasing your ship. You're looking up at the stars trying to find the fucking Enterprise might be in orbit. Like, it's so sweet that he is just, this is all I can do. I can track the stars and find out where I am and where the Enterprise might be. But my last little thought is that I love the early gut punch of the time jump, because it's pretty quick. Like, we go to the bridge of the Enterprise. They talk about the probe and what they're going to do, and Worf, of course, wants to blow it up. And then when you get back, the long hair is immediate. It's like, oh, fuck, he's been there for a while. And this is the only time they give an update, which is, it's been 5 years. And you're like, oh, shit, it hasn't been long on the bridge, has it? And it's been, oh, no, time dilation stuff. Every time it gets me, because now whenever you go back to the bridge, it's like, no, I don't want to be on the bridge, because every second here is a year for Picard. Stop it. Cut away from this scene.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about like what's happening on the bridge too, because obviously this episode is about everything happening, but the bulk of it is, I think, the acting that's happening.
Yeah.
So when we get back to them, their marriage has obviously deepened. They've started a family. They're at this name ceremony for the little boy.
Yeah.
And the little girl is out playing with a stick, and she runs in. Mommy went, oh, surprise! There's 2 children.
Yeah.
And he is performing his flute a song for his friends.
So good. Composed.
And he's doing it really well.
Composed for the episode. Absolutely beautiful piece of music. It is so pretty. It ends up getting like a little bit intertwined into the Picard season theme as well. I always remember the Picard trailer because it entwined some of the Resican flute theme into it. There is an entire suite of music that they wrote. This is just a snippet of it, but the entire Resican suite is so good.
For me, his acting here is kind of what to be expected. He still feels like a little bit reserved, and maybe that's that like pity children kind of vibe where he's not like the doting father, but he did say, I remember, being afraid to drop my daughter at the naming ceremony.
Yeah.
You're just like, man, I wish I could have seen that episode, like that little part. That would have been, to see him kind of have
There's
that
so
loving
much.
moment. But it's still understandable that they're going to like obviously skip a lot of that because we don't need to have a movie, or do we? But for me, the acting of this particular part was really just seeing him suddenly have to go into this cardiac like collapse.
Yeah.
Because it's really believable. It feels like, oh, he's having a memory. Oh, it's hurting him. Oh, no, he's actually about to die.
Yeah, he's 75 or 80, somewhere in that region. It's like, oh, he's having a fucking heart attack.
Right. But no, it's the probe is being unprobed and it's not going well. And so obviously like we have to go back to the bridge, and then we're back for the next bit. Was there anything though before we go on to the next bit, like you wanted to touch on for his like how they approached that and his acting? This
is the big thing where he says, I always thought I didn't need children to complete my life. Now I can't imagine my life without them. So this is the key, like, holy shit, Picard,
he's in.
Hater of children, now has kids. And he's not really, there is no mention of the Enterprise at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I think for context,
it's kind of
between 10 to 15 years has now passed.
Out.
So 15 years, I'm like, I think you forget. I think It's been
You've
whatever's
accepted
left.
that
You're like, you've accepted
You've
it. Whether
accepted
you
it.
believe the Enterprise ever existed or not, you accept it and you're now living it.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it is something to kind of track when you're watching the acting and the intentional part of that. We kind of don't see the captain here.
We really don't. No.
What's really interesting is that fade from old wrinkly Picard to our Picard back on the bridge and seeing his young face on the carpet of our favorite bridge ever. Okay, listen.
The carpet.
I might be swayed that it might not be my favorite bridge anymore.
Which one? I don't think it's suede either. I think it is like a plush carpet.
Wow.
Let's go.
We'll circle back to that whenever I can remember which one it is because I'm seeing like the more modern bridges. Like I love
Strange
the Athena.
New Worlds? Oh, just the Athena?
Oh my God.
The Athena's gorgeous.
I'm
I think we should start watching more Discovery because I think you're going to really enjoy Discovery now.
That ship, the modern like sparkly shiny floor thing kind of bothers me.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like there's a weird part of me that's like, bring back the shag carpet.
It's safer as
gather
well.
around, children. The static electricity is not safer.
I think they can disperse this. That's what the rocks. Okay, that's what the rocks are for.
Yes, exactly. Oh God! But it was an interesting thing to see the comparison of like his young face because at this moment emotionally, and here's the brilliant thing that the writers are doing: they've ripped apart our captain, and then they show us, no, he's still here. Remember, he's over here.
Yeah, still there.
And the danger is
people care about him. Beverly is broken up trying to save his life.
Yeah, and we're like, oh my God, this is a life or death situation. This isn't just hey, like you're kind of wondering, okay, when is this probe going to detach here? What is the purpose of this story? Here is where I'm kind of going, okay, so is the probe trying to take some of Picard's brilliance and use that to inform itself on how to save the planet? But then I remembered that the planet was already gone.
Oh, but what if it's doing
if it could have sent information somewhere that would have assisted.
Yeah, what if it's like quantumly entangled and sending information into the past?
Would have been so cool.
That would have been insane.
That's our episode.
Yeah, that's another episode. Shit.
That's us rewriting this episode. But it would be really like it would be really different if we had stayed inside the world and like gotten lost with him.
Totally
but it
different.
Anchors us back into our reality. Like, hey guys, we're coming back over to this point. Really well done on their part. And it's interesting to watch him be like, gasping for air and like jerking around the floor and having the cortical stabilizer stuck to his face.
It's not often you have the Shakespearean actor doing the Shakespeare shit and then the sci-fi heart attack shit in the same episode.
It's really interesting.
It's always interesting. And Picard, I think Patrick Stewart always does pain really well.
I agree. Yeah. I was feeling it in that moment. I don't enjoy seeing him getting tortured. So the next part is the daughter studying the planet.
Yeah, and I'd say that's a 10 to 15 year, I'm going to say 15-year time jump. So the total would be like 30, which means he's 95 now. And yeah, this is where he's not just resigned to being in the simulation, this world. He's now resigned that the planet is dead. It's like, we don't have long, live life and do stuff. Yeah, the soil is dead. I know the soil is dead. I don't think we have long now, whatever this drought is.
The moment between his daughter is really fun for me. I really enjoyed this moment. It doesn't last for very long, but it like I want to be Picard's daughter in this scene.
So much.
I want to be raised by this brilliant man that has empowered me to think and use my brain, who has known that the planet is dying and wants me to live my life. And her accepting that the planet is dead, she's like, I think I should marry him now. And then he says this like beautiful line, seize the time, Maribor, make now always the most precious time, now will never come again. And that's the kind of shit that the episodes of Bluey do for me now. Like I usually get
Bluey did this.
I usually get my injection of being reminded to have fun, play with the kids because it's not going to last for long, and cry from Bluey.
Of course it is.
But here it is.
That show was made for adults. It wasn't made for kids. It was not made for kids.
It is. It's 100%.
It's for adults.
Children
100%.
watch this going, I wish my parents were Bluey's parents. And then the parents are watching going, God damn it, I need to be Bluey's parents. So that hit me because I think that's like an important part of where I'm at in my life is just remembering to be really careful with how I'm spending my time, knowing that it's precious, that reflection of having children, watching them get older and knowing the hard things of life. And like later on, he reflects about like feeling bad for the grandkids and just knowing that their life is almost like over.
They're not going to have it.
Feeling really bad
There's
about
no
that.
playing. Yeah.
Like I feel like that with watching the news because it's like, oh, I hate that there's so much going on that, I mean, even when I was growing up, I'm sure my parents felt it too. Like, oh, there's so much.
I think every generation does to some degree.
Yeah. And so like, there's a point when you're just going, oh, I'm so sorry that you're going to have to feel the pains of living.
Yeah.
And this wasn't exactly that scene, but it was because he's like, our planet is dying. I'm really sorry. Like maybe I should have just, I don't know, taught you home economics instead of how to think for yourself. And she's like, you don't believe that. Like, shut up.
You're a scientist. This was always going to be how you raised me.
Yeah.
And I love that. And it does, one thing I know we've like given it shit about making Picard a family man, but it's also kind of nice to see what he would do with a child. Like he does still stay true to himself. He raises a scientist. He raises a woman that wants to be in the scientists and to be this critical thinker. So it's the only time we really see that play out, like what he would be as a father.
Yeah. It reminds me of my grandfather. So my grandpa was a scholar and a pastor, and he pastored in the religious sect called the Assemblies of God. And if you know anything about that, it is a very specific kind of evangelical branch of the Christian world. And in this particular sect of Christianity, he was raised where like women couldn't wear pants, and anyone that went to the movies was like, no Christian was allowed to go to the movies because then you're influenced by the devil. And then like even certain games weren't allowed, like card games, things like that. Like there was just a lot of pressure. But within that world, he still tried to make a very specific reality for his children, specifically his girls. And so he encouraged his girls to be thinkers and to think for themselves. And after about 10 years, he had a surprise baby, which is my Aunt Brittany. And she'll tell me stories about how like someone would preach something, but he would preach differently. And he would preach about women's rights, and he would preach about like their ability to think for themselves. I really miss him. And like in this episode, I can just like feel those memories of my grandpa saying things that, you know, you're not supposed to say because women were treated very differently. And it was kind of scary. Like he could have been ostracized by the college that he worked for or rejected by the people of like his pastoral community. But he kind of just said really fearless things at really important times. And he really, really did pave a way for like my aunt and my mom and then me to say no to certain things you're supposed to do, you know, as a woman, kind of raised up in that way. I don't know. And just like I was watching that scene thinking about him. And I was really glad to see it because I think it's important to watch in content people that are breaking away from what you're used to being told you're supposed to be. And at the time, that was a really big deal because women on TV, it's kind of shifting away from the traditional roles. And in this episode, you have the traditional role of the wife wanting to have children, but then you also have this like younger generation who is, yes, she's going to go off and get married and have kids, but she's also like her scientific mind is being acknowledged. And then there's other women that are inside of this show that just really influenced my belief that I didn't have to just stick to the religious sect that I was growing up in, or that I had to just be a mom or nobody. And thankfully, because my mom was raised by a dad that kind of said, stick it to the man, baby girl. Like, she also allowed me that same kind of ability. Like, him saying what he said helped pave the way for me to like walk away from what I was being stuck inside of, you know? And I just think, I don't know, just watching that scene really impacted me. I didn't expect to get emotional. I definitely don't mind sharing my emotional stories with you guys. So I'm sorry if that like really threw off the vibe of the episode, but.
No, I love it. It's one of the many beautiful things about Star Trek is it's part of the virtue of there being so much of it as well. And so much of it that is well written and attracts top tier writers that you see bits of your own life in it and you see. And I think that's completely deliberate. If they were going to make Picard a father, this is the kind of father that he would be. Yeah.
He does say a couple of things. I'm just like, oh man. But he also like lets his son do music and he encourages his daughter to think for herself. And she didn't say, oh, Dad, you always tell me that. She's like, shut up, Dad. You know, you didn't actually mean that. And so that just tells you everything that you kind of want to know about their relationship, that he really encouraged her to think for herself. And even though he had already known the answer, he let her find it for herself. And it's just like, I want Picard to be my dad.
Right. I was about to say,
But in reality, I have to say, I did have parents that let me think for myself. And I did have a grandpa that improved our lives by pressing us to think for ourselves. And, you know, my aunt's now a professor.
And a huge Star Trek fan.
Yes. And it's just really powerful, how we really do influence our kids. I think having a kid too just makes these kinds of episodes really hit hard.
How do you want to influence her and how you what conversations will we have when Iris is 20 about, that's not how you raised me, Mom? Like it's crazy to be hit with that. But I am glad Picard exists. I'm glad your grandpa existed.
Yes, me too. Shall we move on to the next kind of emotional part of this one?
Yeah. So this is another 5-year roughly time jump. So
is this when the sun chooses his music?
Yeah, this is when the sun is changing. And before we go any further and talk about this scene, his son is played by...
I thought I recognized
Daniel
him.
Stewart.
Okay, where do I know that person from?
The last name.
Oh, is it actually his son?
Patrick Stewart's son.
Oh, that's wild.
How wild is that?
Oh, that's really interesting. Wild. But he doesn't have an accent. Did he not have his dad's accent?
He was raised in England, so I think he's putting on an accent.
Did he? I
now he doesn't have many lines, and to be fair to him, he is great in the role because he is Patrick Stewart's son. His delivery is a bit stilted. He is excused from a couple of scenes very brutally. When his mum's dying. Just give me time with my husband. Fuck off, son.
Oh, that was
But yeah,
brutal.
that is Patrick Stewart's son, which is just a really cool thing to know going into it.
Yeah, that makes the I'm leaving school. And he's like, no, you're not. Really hit differently.
Yeah, does that so that's I don't know, this is probably the most skippable scene for me because I mean what it's showing us is
that he's not playing favorites between daughter and son. He's treating them both the same, I think.
But it's mainly because of the end of the world as well. He's not going to have much time to enjoy music anyway, so who am I to stand in the way? It felt to me more about the end of the world and just like a token disagreement. Like you don't have an idyllic family. You don't get on with your son because fathers and sons can often have issues.
I know what you're saying, but the first thing he said is music is what he wants, so why should I stand in his way? That's his first reaction. And then he says, anyway, who knows how much time we have to follow any dreams. So his instinct was, who am I to stand in your way? And that's true to Picard's character too. Like he really does, even on the ship, whenever he's meeting another, alien race or something, and he's trying to figure out how to influence the direction of what the Enterprise does and how it's going to impact their society. He's always weighing that really heavily. Yeah. So I think he would do that with his kids too.
He's always like, what right do I have to make this choice? And it's the same in like yesterday's Enterprise. Like, what right do I have to send them back? He's always like, not just weighing up what's right. It's how am I the one to say what is right and to decide that anyway? So yeah, no, that's true. That is true to what he does. I can't help but think they could have done something else with that scene.
I think they're just having to get to the end of it now because, we knew from when he was in the daughter scene that the council already, because Picard goes to talk to the council and the council already knows. That's another part of what we kind of missed kind of talking about, like his emphasis, he's drawn aside. And the computer program that exists 1,000 years in the past that is fucking with his brain says, yeah, we already know it's a doomed mission, dude. And Picard doesn't know that he's stuck inside of a simulation yet. Poor guy. But here in this one, he's just like, if you're not going to tell him, I will. And he's like, well, the council guy is like, hey, listen, we don't want to cause chaos. And Picard has to just kind of deal with it.
Yeah. And then he gets called away to his wife, who then dies. But knows that he isn't getting kicked off the council because they already know about it, and now they can work together on this top secret plan.
I feel like there's a lot that happens kind of in this beat, and that's why they didn't have a lot of time with his son.
Yeah, I think that's
because
fair.
It shifts from the son and how he's kind of like trying to shape that relationship into, because like the daughter scene reveals that the planet's dying. The son scene more reveals what kind of a father he is. Then we shift into the kind of person he is to society, which is like, I'm going to say something if you don't.
Yeah.
And then it shifts into the emotional beat of the wife dying. So,
I mean, do you have to put him through that? Do you have to put him through his wife dying? What do you learn about the Catan society other than they're mortal?
This is why I'm telling you that they're really, really dark and twisted people.
He loses his best friend. He loses Bataille as well.
He loses Bataille, then he loses his wife. And we get to see Jean-Luc Picard, grieve the death of someone.
Yeah.
And it's a really powerful scene. And again, we're talking about the acting here. It's truly, truly marvelous. And what a gift to see, like the pain that he feels. It is buried a bit in makeup because
a little,
like we're going to lose a little bit, but still the eyes are doing a lot. I thought that she did a great job of kind of saying a weird goodbye about don't forget your shoes. When we're rewriting this episode, when he goes to his room, he would put his shoes away and then get the flute. Like,
correct.
There needs to be a tie-in.
If that changed his quarters back on the Enterprise?
Like for the rest of his days, he's always just tidying
his
shoes.
His shoes are just always tidy.
But when he comes back, into that room and the medic is like, I'm sorry. I'm like, what this is happening so fast. But again, this episode has to move through. Like we got to get to the end of this. We need to separate from this fucking probe and figure this out because she dies. Her dying words, remember to put your shoes away. When they programmed that as the final words, what a weird thing.
When she programmed it as the final words.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Egotistical
She's
lady.
dead.
I just can't get over sending your son away during the final moments. Like she doesn't get to say goodbye to the son. It's just, I need some time with my husband. Screw you, dude.
Yeah, I got to do more emotional damage on this person.
Uh-huh.
But what's interesting too, so we go to commercial because, or we fade out, for the next scene. And when we come back in, we don't go back to the bridge.
No, they just jump ahead
right back into when he is even older and he's playing with his grandkids.
He's got grandkids.
I mean, we've been watching our Picard disappear, but this is the fullness of the person, the character that we know being completely gone.
Yes.
This is him fully embraced in being the old grumpy man, but also lovingly playing with his grand.
I'm not going out to any launch. I'm staying here. You think they would have told me about the launch?
And she's like, I'm wearing the sunscreen that you invented, Dad. Yeah. No one told me about
the fucking rocket, Dad.
I don't want to wear the sun hat. I'm not going anywhere. But I
haven't had my sandwiches yet.
I kind of love it because that's
again well acted. It's incredible.
So fun.
It's so authentic. It feels exactly as a crotchety old grandpa would be.
It's impossible to believe that there's not such an intentionality with the loss of the character that we know. And the way that they don't cut back to the Enterprise at this point means we're really bought into it. When he goes outside, he's like, I'm just going to sit here and watch this launch from here. I don't even know. Did no one tell me about it? And he just
Everyone knows about it but me.
I was like, oh, okay. Is he going to die while the probe launches? And then his death is what releases him? Because I didn't remember this part of the episode at all.
Oh, interesting. That's fun.
But no, he doesn't go to the Grey Havens like that. He just all of a sudden is bamboozled here at the end.
It's so fucked up. Like, he clearly has dementia of some sort. Like, they've programmed that into him because he's forgetting that he's part of the missile launch and that he knows all about it. And then to bam, introduce young Bataille and his wife, and to reveal you were right all along. It's like, oh shit, I have seen the probe. I do know the probe. I was right. Like, it's a crazy way to end what's his name? Cayman's life.
Oh my God.
To be like, by the way, you are Picard.
This is, for me, there's two scenes that stand out in this episode that you have to watch this episode for. One of them is right now, and the other one is the flute at the end. We'll get to that. But like right now, when fucking Stewart, man, it's
tell me more.
He turns from this grumpy man, like, a lot of good this damn probe is gonna do. Our planet's dying. This grumpy old man into, like, they're saying, oh, you saw us before you came here. We hoped the probe would encounter someone in the future to teach this someone to tell others about us. It's like this sort of nebulousness. And he goes, oh, it's me, isn't it? I'm the someone. And when he says it, I'm just like, oh, I wanted to just reach through. Yes, there's something about like him coming back alive, his mind re-engaging, the memory. You can almost just see the memories flooding back.
45 years being undone as he just like goes back to being Picard.
And he goes, I'm the one that it finds. And that's just like, it's so good.
And they don't do, there are so many directions you could have taken this. They could have like snapped him back to young Picard.
No.
Like, they could have put him in uniform.
Yeah.
But it's so surreal that they're all talking to him while he's still an old man. Like, and it gives it this dream. Like, it's not like snap back to reality. It's still Cayman. It's still this weird simulation that he's in, that the walls are slowly coming down from. And I think that's a really smart choice to keep it as kind of Picard, but an old man, instead of reverting him back to young self and then have everything explained. It's still explaining it to this guy that's just going from dementia to regaining his senses.
Yeah, it's like the brain remembers that it's actually on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And it just starts to, he's like, that's what this is. A probe that finds me in the future. And all of a sudden it makes sense, but he's still there. And we're not like alleviated from this torture that we are inside of. Instead, we then have to watch him see his dead wife come back and all of his friends and everybody just kind of standing around. And it's like, and now we can live on in you. Tell them of us, my darling.
Whatever you can remember, tell them. You know what? Here's another fix for the episode. They should have made him keep a diary. And that diary is in the probe. Like a log of everything that he did that transcribes to a log that's inside the probe.
Yeah, that would have at least solidified that he was living Kanan's life and not his own life.
Yeah, and that is a better record of the 50 years as well than he's forgotten more than he's learned about the Catan people.
He's an angry old man that's mad at the society for not trying to do better.
It's just going to be such a superficial retelling of who they are.
He's fully embraced it.
Hey,
so
we need to stop talking about the nitpicks.
Now we're back on it's such a villain's plan, but now we're back on the ship and he's coming back, and this is really like kind of the end of the probe experience. I know we spent a lot of time in it, but it was very the acting, the emotion, the loss of our Picard and the regaining of our Picard is just now starting in the episode. So as he comes back too, it's just kind of like watching Dorothy wake up from Oz, right? It's just this sort of like
it's so disorienting.
It's really disorienting. And when he kind of gets up and he goes to the lift and it goes to commercial, I was like, that can't be it. And thankfully it's not.
Thankfully it's not. Some episodes would just end.
I know. And I feel like, oh no, please don't. There's got to be more. Yeah. But instead it ends. And when we start off in his space and he's kind of like looking around disoriented, I'm waiting for the little twill of the door to twing. And I even wrote it. I was like, how is he going to get the flute? It's got to be in the probe, right?
Nice,
and so,
nice.
Of course, Riker brings what was in the probe and kind of nods to him like, we figured that you'd know what this is. Yeah. As if there had been some sort of debrief during the commercial break.
I think there has. I mean, it's my biggest like nitpick of the episode is it needs to be a movie. because there needs to be more debrief. This needs, like the Best of Both Worlds had family, to unpack the Borg situation.
This would need
this
it too.
This needs a second episode to unpack what Picard has just gone through. And we don't get it.
Has he been Borged at this point?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
This is 2 years
poor
afterwards.
Guy.
Yeah,
like,
poor
oh
guy.
my God.
Yeah, 2 years later.
In the movie, he absolutely has a sit down with Deanna Troi. In fact, that's the
Where's
final.
Deanna in the whole episode?
That's the final scene. Is he's holding on to his flute, right? He's playing his thing, and then Deanna walks in to give him counsel. That's how this episode
that's how it
should end.
So at least we know he's talking about it.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously he's talked about it because the point of the probe is to share the information. So I imagine pretty quickly he's like recording this all to the computer as much as he can. But yeah, Deanna's absence is stark. Like Deanna should be the one that brought him the flute, but never mind. Can't just bring her in for a couple minutes. But it's a glaring, the one episode memory. Yes, this does get referenced in a later episode, a couple of other episodes actually, but we never get the full, you okay, Picard? Like we never get the actual decompression of what he just went through. It's just, this concept happened, it's a bottle episode, we move on. Like it's not, that's not what it's about at this time. It's
the
not
only
what is the lasting effect.
The only person that we know, like obviously Beverly wants to take him for a full diagnostic. Of course, she's going to make sure that he's okay.
And he's not even arguing. He's like,
no, he's like, yes, I
need it.
I am going with you right now.
Need it.
But then Riker is like, hello, sir, feeling better? And that's all we get.
Because all he knows is that it's 25 minutes. Riker doesn't know anything at that point.
There has to have been a debrief, though, because he hands him the box. Like, here you go.
After that, he knows, yeah. But it's great. And I love that he's just saying his own name. Is like, Jean-Luc Picard, the captain.
Oh, when he wakes
Beverly.
up?
Yeah, when he wakes up, like he's having that. And I think Patrick Stewart does that the best way that you can. He doesn't overact it. He doesn't overdo it.
Just a little smile.
It's just like, it's just washing over him that he has an awareness that it has been 25 minutes and also 45 years.
The episode does a good job of not spending too much time in this, like, oh, I know you sort of wake up from Oz situation, because we saw his revelation so powerfully as an old man. He's don't need to do that twice. He's not trying to work it out
on the bridge. Yeah.
No, he already knows. It's just like, oh, wow, I'm waking up from a nap. Have you ever taken a nap in the middle of the day?
Oh, yeah.
And you wake up and you're like, oh my God, what day is it?
Yeah, you can tell me a month has passed and I believe you.
Exactly.
I did that to you the other day. I woke you up, you'd been asleep longer than you'd wanted to. And you're like, is it tomorrow?
I have no idea. Yeah, I hate it so much. Well, the second thing and the last thing I'll say, I think about this episode is that I will...
This is your third, I think. This is the third, I think.
I will forever remember how he grips that flute. And I definitely did not remember that about this episode.
What did that mean to you?
Leading into it. I think I wrote down Picard takes the flute box to the table and rests it down, picking it up, looking at it as if all the memories are coming back, and grips it to his chest like he's holding on for dear life. He walks to the window of the starship, places his fingers carefully, and begins to play what he's practiced for only 20 to 25 minutes, but actually a lifetime.
Yeah.
For me, like I said earlier, when he grips it, it's like I got the feeling that it helped him know he wasn't fucking crazy.
Exactly.
It's what anchored him into like, this really happened. It's really something that's just mine. I'm the only one that will ever know because the probe is dead. Yeah. And like, this flute is the only physical thing that will ever represent the emotional thing that I just went through.
Yeah, as much as we give them shit about the choices to not have anything else on the probe, it is so smart that there is something on the probe. Like, it is having that physical thing for him to hold on to is so validating, and because of it's like it's an awareness of how memory is shit, and that just like his life on the Enterprise slipped away, his life with his life on Catan is going to slip away as well. But that flute will always be a physical thing that, like you said, he can anchor into. Like, it's really smart to give him a memento, to give him that physical representation.
Yeah, it felt like the way that he was acting that scene, he was in a spin out.
Yes.
And you only really know it by the way that he gripped it. It's how I would hold on to somebody if I hadn't seen them for a long time and I was just I just needed someone to hold on to.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have anybody. Like,
no.
He doesn't have a wife, doesn't have kids, doesn't have any of the things that he has been leaning into for all this time.
No one that can understand what he's just been through either.
No. And that's why this is the most damaging episode of Star Trek
that you've seen so far.
No, this is always going to be the number one most damaging.
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, maybe he was Borg and he killed a whole bunch of people, but listen.
Oh. No. That's not even what I'm thinking. There is an episode we will never watch together that is more damaging. 100%. This is
wrong with this show?
Right. This is number 2. Number 3
is the Borg.
No, not even close.
What?
Not even close.
Oh no.
Number 3, I'm honestly debating whether we cover it this season because it's in the top list. Number 1, I can confidently say we will never watch.
We'll say it out loud. Let the audience at home know what it is.
The Offspring. Everybody in our Discord knows that I will never show you that. They don't even suggest it. They don't even mention it.
I'm being protected?
You are being protected by that.
Oh, you guys. Thank you so much.
They will not let me show you this episode. You should watch this episode because it's fucking incredible. But you, Deneé, cannot watch this episode.
Oh, no.
Number 3 is borderline. It's the... I'm going to say what it is. It's called The Visitor from Deep Space Nine. I think you can handle that one. And it's in the top 20 as well, but it's a rough one. That's why I'm spacing it out down the line.
So we are going to watch that one in the season?
I think we're going to watch it.
Oh, man.
Because this went pretty well. We're going to watch...
listen, I know we talked a lot about the emotional part of Patrick Stewart, but I know that that's why this is the number... this is in the top 20.
It's Patrick Stewart.
It's not because it's the most amazing concept. It's not because it was done the most amazing way. It was done really in an interesting way.
Both of those things are true.
I feel like this doesn't work if they hadn't have paced some of it the way that they paced it, where we're cutting back at very specific points of the ship and we're progressing through the story in specific moments. I feel like this is lacking some storytelling in the science department.
Agreed.
However, it is accomplishing what it needs to accomplish for the Picard department, and it gets to show Stewart's acting chops.
It's a showcase for Patrick Stewart, and he makes the most of it. I think any other character, the only other person who I think could nail it is Brent Spiner. I think Data could do it, but the fact that he's an android negates it because the passage of time doesn't matter as much to him. But I think anybody else in the role other than Patrick Stewart, and it's not the same episode.
But yeah, I think this is definitely a good episode. I just don't ever want to watch it again.
Nope, completely fair. So just to recap quick, you didn't know that the flute appears at the end of the episode.
No.
You didn't remember that?
No.
I love that.
But I feel like we've talked about the flute.
Yes, we have.
Again, and so I know it has to be there, which kind of means it has to show up somehow.
But it still, in that moment, was surprising to you, but then you're like, oh no, of course that makes sense.
Well, yes. My last thought was how is he going to get the flute? Because I figured he needed to have it, but then I didn't know if he was going to have the computer replicate it. Because from memory.
It's beautiful. That flute has been auctioned and went for an obscene amount of money. Ambassador, give us some pips. You know how many it is. 2. You dick. It's not 2.
I'll give it 3.
I'll give it... It's 4 pips. Full disclosure, every episode this season is going to get 4 pips from me. It's incredible. We've nitpicked the heck out of it, but it is Patrick Stewart's performance that absolutely launches this into orbit and then probes somebody's brain so that they can experience Patrick Stewart's performance and share it with everybody else.
To be clear,
it's incredible.
All 3 pips are for Patrick on this one. There is nothing else about this episode that I would want to watch except for his performance again.
There is one I forgot to mention this. It's the most tender moment when Picard is hit and he starts to fall backwards. Riker grabs him and holds his head and he says, "Don't worry, Captain, I've got you." It is the most tender line I've ever seen. It was like, if you're gonna do some fan romance stuff, that's where it launches from. I was like, oh, Riker's been waiting to do this for a while. I like
that it's a face into camera perspective because I can imagine he's just caught me.
Don't worry, Deneé, I've got you.
You've done that for me before when I passed out.
I have. I've done that. Riker. Yeah, I have been your Riker.
God, this episode has made us so mushy.
So mushy.
Sorry, everybody. We'll get back to our normal just bullshit next episode.
Next up, everybody. Next week's episode. It's not an emotional one, don't worry, but I do think we're going to get some feelings out of Deneé. We're going to TOS. We're going season 1, episode 20, Space Seed.
Oh, God. That just makes me think about Captain Kirk having children.
Nope, it's not that.
Thank God.
But this is an all-timer TOS episode.
Okay.
I am so excited to watch this one with you, as I am with all of these, of course. Hey, if you want to reach out because you have emotional thoughts or any other kind of thoughts or thoughts about how this season is going so far, send us a message, Ian and Deneé at gmail.com. Join our lovely Discord. It's getting bigger every day, and we love having each and every one of you in there. There's lots of different channels for all kinds of things, not just Star Trek. And if you'd like to get this episode a day early, and completely pesky advert commercial free, go to the Ian and Deneé Patreon, patreon.com/Ian and Deneé. But until next week, I'm Captain Ian, and I'm not brooding, I'm immersed in my music.
Oh, great one. And I want to be returned to the ship immediately from me.
Live long and Podsper.
Thanks for assimilating this episode of Captain's Pod. Leave us a review wherever you listen to your pods. And don't forget, our hailing frequencies are always open at iananddeneé@gmail.com. And then I think I'm just supposed to close this hailing frequency by pressing this little button. Okay, we're out! Recording?
You know, shove it in there, why don't you?
Well, listen, if we had to do one thing differently, it would be trying to figure out how to make two separate boards work so I don't have to shove my microphone in all the holes every time we start this show.
Jam it in there, though. You can be a bit more gentle with it, okay? I'm your Captain Ian Whittington, and with me as always, she told us we must... What? Fuck.
I told you, you must fuck.
I'm your Captain Ian.
I didn't say that. I never told anybody.
Never told us that, no.
It's like the emails that you get, like, hope this email finds you well.
Yeah, it did not, Susan. It did not find me well.
We went into this super sassy store in Eureka Springs that has all these incredibly snarky, like, dish towels and names of soap.
Yes.
And mugs and everything that you can ever imagine, and has like the most sassy sayings. And one of them is like, this is how you find me from your email or something. It just has this person that's just like absolutely hasn't showered and is incredibly stressed. And I was like, I felt that tea towel in my soul. Yeah, I wanted that tea towel so bad.
How your email found me.
This is how your email has found me. I know the answer to this question.
Yeah.
Which is like, will you still love me
tomorrow?
Do you still love me even though... Two things. Do you still love me even though I am scratched the fuck up?
Yeah, you raised your arm and I can see the giant plaster under your underarm.
I am bandaged from bleeding from cat right now.
What happened, Deneé?
Then two-part to this, will you still love me even though I apparently just have a little bit of cat food under my fingernail because it smells so bad.
Oh, that's grim.
So I am like cat scratched up plus just absolutely reek.
Yeah, just don't put the fingernail anywhere near me and I'll still love you.
Okay. So it's a little conditional.
Isn't all love? Right. Let me at you. Let me at it. Unconditional love is less valuable and important and good, less good than conditional love.
Discuss.
Agree or disagree?
Oh, that requires me to actively think about this. Okay.
I don't think it's even close. Conditional love is better. I don't even think it's a conversation. I would debate this so hard.
Okay. I feel like we've kind of like generally chatted about it a little bit before, because I remember when thinking like unconditional love is often like put on this pedestal as the sort of more ultimate, like ideal element of love.
No matter what. And the love is there.
When you sort of challenged it, I'm thinking, okay, Ian doesn't challenge things for no reason. I need to think about this. It's just this one of those quotes, one of those sayings that you sort of immediately make biblical to your life without really thinking about it.
It's so funny that you said biblical, because it is the same reason I am not a person of faith. It is the same logic.
Because I think so like conditional love means like my love is based on boundaries and standards and
choice
and value and like a mutual respect, and that in and of itself is healthier than I am going to accept your bullshit no matter what, including abuse.
Yes, exactly. No matter what.
Gotcha.
You have my you have my love. You can do anything and I'll still love you. Doesn't matter. But what's cool is that with conditional love, all of that is still true.
Right.
But I'm choosing to do it.
Right.
So I still love you. You can do whatever you want to me. You can be horrible to me.
I can smell like cat food.
Choose.
You still choose to so you choose to love me even though I smell like cat food and
that
I'm
you're
all
all scratched up and you have cat
Yeah.
nails in your arm. Yeah.
That's so powerful. Instead of the opposite, which is like, I know you have to love me.
Unconditional love means you don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
Conditional love is always a thought. It's always a choice. I am choosing to love you, even though it's really fucking annoying.
Right, because like if someone is treating you poorly or violating boundaries or has become like this really stagnant relationship and it's harming you and you're saying, I love you anyway, it's like, I love you anyway, but I need you to do better.
Yeah.
And there's this sort of idea that like, oh, because you love me anyway, I don't have to.
Exactly. It could be interpreted that way. Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a dignity to it. Like it's not going to become this dormant thing.
Mm-hmm. Or just like this
Ooh.
passive thing that's there.
I mean, also, I guess like there's just this fear in me when you say that you have conditional love of me.
But that's what it's by fear.
It's
It
like,
is.
It's a little bit like, oh, I still am trying to prove something to you.
No,
like,
absolutely not.
But
no.
But that's not that because we're committed to each other. We know how we speak to each other. We know the work that we'll do to remain in like a healthy relationship together. It's like we're choosing not to be stagnant. And that's like our style. That's our vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm still scared. Are you going to leave me because I smell like cat food?
It's conditional.
TBD. Let's say you're going to watch this with a whole bunch of people. like you're in a theater and you're...
The inner light?
Like just Star Trek.
Okay, yeah.
So you go to a Star Trek event. You sit down and they're going to play like a random 5 like
you
topic
don't
episodes.
know?
Yeah. So you're in the theater and you know you're going to be in there for like, I don't know, 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
You're getting popcorn and whatever. There's like a break or whatever. And this one comes on and I'm the only one in the audience going, boo, boo.
I would so quickly pretend I'm not with you. I would be like, what is she doing? What's this bitch doing? Like, why is she sat next to me? I don't know her.
Conditional love, bitch.
You would get actually booed out. You would be escorted. It would be like, actually, nobody would hear you because everyone would be cheering so loud. Those nerds would lose it.
I would have to just bring like the little eye pillow thing and like the earphones and just recline the chair and take a snooze. Come back at the end of it.
You'd come back and just be Sharpie pen all
like,
over your face.
What happened? Where did I go?
Yeah,
that was such
out.
a fast episode.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, take this flute.
Oh, okay. So I was doing some research like on different auction houses because I'm now getting emails about Star Trek auctions. I don't know how this happened. It's just the algorithm. And so I'm now getting like emails about props. So there's like a prop one, maybe like Christie.
Nice.
I don't remember the name of the website, but there's like a prop auction house. And there was Discovery uniforms being sold.
Oh, let's go.
Oh my God. I have never watched Discovery, but I'm like, man, what is going to happen when something pops up that I actually would want to purchase?
What would we?
I feel
what would
like
our budget be?
I've got to be really careful with this. I just looked up a couple of pictures, though. It's really interesting knowing what we know about like replicas and duplicating, items. I actually made you a prop for
you did
an episode once,
yes.
and I don't know that we've talked about that, have we?
No, we haven't. Do you remember what it's called? The thimble?
Yeah, it's called. Oh, what was it called? Do you remember?
It's from The Perfect Mate. That's the episode that it's from, and it's a thimble that she picks up when talking to Picard.
It's the Ventanon thimble.
Yes.
So we were watching Star Trek together, and it was early in our dating.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched The Perfect Mate, and we're talking about this. And so I, in secret, guys, I'm such a nerd.
I love this so
out
much.
of polymer clay. Guys, this is so cheesy.
She loved me. She loved me.
Out of polymer clay, I made a replica based on pictures from Memory Alpha and some other like sites trying to recreate this thimble. And then in the bottom, I like put in the word Imzadi in secret because I didn't know if you knew that like I actually really did like you. And I just hid it in like secret on the bottom.
I love it. It's one of my most treasured possessions. You are such a dork. It's how one of the many ways I knew I'd found my person because, and it's a really good replica. Like you did a great job of replicating it. We'll put a picture up on.
Oh my
God,
I'm going to show it.
Yeah, we'll put it up on Discord. It
makes me want to get out because since I made it, I've gotten some like acrylic pens and I kind of want to add some touch-ups or something to
now.
it.
It looks every day. It looks more and more authentic.
Oh my God. I hope you guys like it. I am such a nerd. Do you want to know what other Star Trek items sold in 2025?
Yeah.
We'll do we want to do like a quick speed round at the very end?
I'll be crushed. I'll be crushed that I didn't get them.
Okay.
But yes.
Kirk's mirror uniform mirror universe uniform.
Get out.
52,000. USS Enterprise lineage from the motion picture, 10,000.
I know the one, yeah.
Photon collector from the Voyage Home, 23,000. 709's purple jumpsuit, 10,000.
Is that it?
Matt Jefferies' original Enterprise design drawings, 31,000.
Now that's the sign of true nerds. 7 of 9's jumpsuit gets 3 times less than the technical schematics from Mr. Jefferies.
We went to a museum.
Yeah, we did.
Was it in Northampton?
It was in Milton Keynes.
In Milton Keynes. And they actually had so many Star Trek uniforms there.
Yeah.
And what's wild is like, I mean, they're going to deteriorate over time because it's just fabric or whatever.
Yeah.
But someone's going to try to extract DNA from that 7 of 9 one.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's going to happen.
Uhura's TOS miniskirt, $45,000. Wrath of Khan Spock's ears, 8,000.
Oh, there are so many Spock ears out there.
Enterprise cell from the animated series, $750. Genesis device from the Wrath of Khan. Oh, are you okay? That was a big one, huh?
Holy shit.
Okay, tell me how much you would pay for it since you're reacting so...
I don't have any money today.
Just pretend. Let's say that you had $250,000. How much would you spend?
That's my entire life savings?
Yeah.
Or that's my disposable income, my disposable amount of money.
Disposable, I guess.
125. I'd go half of it.
88. You could have got it.
But I bought it.
You could have had it.
I bought it.
Captain Janeway's uniform, 15. And Gene Roddenberry's working draft of The Cage, 21.
250,000.
21.
Is that it?
That was it.
I want to live in a world where I have that disposable income just to buy one of the items. Just one of them.
Yeah, which one would you take? I guess Genesis device, yeah?
Nah, it's the Cage.
Oh, really?
Are you kidding?
The working draft?
The working draft of the pilot?
Well, what if...
Yes.
Okay, but what if it's just on a Post-it note? The working draft is just...
I'm going to see the fucking thing before I buy it. It's not like working doodle.
This is a doodle of a cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd buy that too. What are you singing?
The flute music.
Oh, is that what that is?
Sure.
Oh.